Okay, another episode of Apex Vision TV. Right now we are at Best Buy, and I'm not the audio guy by any means, but Dom is. So we're gonna do a quick little walk around and talk about what he recommends, what you should stay away from, and just how he feels about installing stuff himself. We are at Best Buy. Um, what's, I mean, what brands for decks do you like? What Yeah, start out with decks. I guess that's.
Okay, so what's going on? I'm Dominique, Apex Vision TV. So, a lot of this is subjective. You can't really, all this is kind of opinion based. But I have used a lot of car audio, a lot of decks, a lot of subs, a lot of speakers. Um, First thing first, besides decks, if you're looking to get, a solid system, you probably aren't gonna buy it from a local place like Best Buy. Probably wouldn't even go to Fry's Electronics. But just for the novice person, they do have some solid stuff here. But honestly, I would get on forums, ask your friend that installs, get on places like Crutchfield, Sonic Electronics, stuff like that. But let's just go ahead and get into some of the stuff they have here. Something I really like is going to be the top of the line Pioneer. This obviously isn't going to be for someone just trying to build, their first system or something that's really budget friendly. It's not budget friendly at all, but this is going to be your top of the line Pioneer. Pretty much plays all the files you need. I believe it plays FLAC. I don't see that on here. You got Navi, you got Android Auto, you got Apple CarPlay. That's going to be like a powerhouse type deck that you can do whatever you need to do with it. Me personally, as of lately, I've been more on my Kenwood JVC. They're almost one and the same now. If I'm not mistaken, Kenwood might own JVC now. So those are really solid decks. You get a lot for your money out of those. Also, one other thing is the decks with the GPS or navigation, they're going to cost a lot more than the decks without those. So if you're not in need of GPS, I'd say go ahead and save your money and get another solid deck in your price range. Another big hitter is obviously going to be Alpine. I haven't used Alpine in a while, but some people are just diehard Alpine fans. They'll tell you they sound the best. Again, this is all subjective. As we go down the line, you have some solid speaker choices here. If you're on a budget, I definitely, no disrespect to Best Buy, I buy a lot of stuff from here, but some of these speakers they have, I'm pretty sure you can get them for a lot cheaper online. As for me, what they have in selection-wise, I'd probably give the Alpine a run. I think we were at Fry's Electronics yesterday. They had a lot of nice Infinity stuff. I like Infinity a lot. Again, but if you're not here in Best Buy and you're looking online, you got other brands. Like I know Sony's coming out with some really good components as of lately. Then you just really go up in price. You got stuff like Audio Frog. That's a small company that makes great speakers. You got Hybrid Audio. I mean, the list goes on and on, but for the most part, stuff like this is all just going to be budget based. Just like an up and comer trying to mess around, maybe install something in your dad's car, something like that.
I actually ended up ordering my speakers Crutchfield. They're
Yeah, I
six
like
and a
that.
half. I
Yeah.
paid $40 for those.
Yeah, Crutchfield has some nice stuff, and it also depends on, are you just trying to replace some burnt out speakers on your stock system? Are you trying to install a deck and just use the deck power on some speakers? Or are you actually going to go all the way and get an amp? Maybe you'll get something like an EQ or a DSP. I'm not even actually that deep into the audio as of lately, but the sky's the limit, man. I know people who have systems that are well above $20,000. I know you was asking about prefab boxes. Something like this may be okay just because it's from Kicker, and Kicker designed the box for the subs, so that somewhat does work. But if you're looking around, I think just something like this prefab box right here, I would highly recommend not to buy that, just because every sub is going to want a different size box, different tuning, different designs.
Mhm.
So I would say either check your local Craigslist or check a friend that might be good with woodworking, and just try to get one built specifically for your sub. I'll tell you, the difference between spending a bunch of money on a nice sub and putting it in a prefab box, you could have just turned around and bought a not so nice sub, got a nice box built for it, and it probably would have sounded 10 times better. But we're gonna go ahead and check out now. If you have any
One
questions,
more question. I'm
oh,
sorry.
go ahead. My bad.
Now for me, the Lexus needs I need an amp so I can get my sub back.
Gotcha. So I think you said you were gonna use your stock sub. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm gonna use the stock sub.
So you're probably gonna need something like this, or maybe even smaller. This is gonna be probably it says up to 1200 watts. That's another thing I want to tell you guys. Never look at the max. You always want to look at the RMS wattage. I'm assuming something like this is probably gonna be 600 watts, and on a stock sub, this is gonna be plenty of power. You would probably gain this way down because your stock sub's probably only gonna need about 100 to 200 watts.
Mhm.
But that's a good choice. Again, I'm sure you're gonna be able to find that a lot cheaper online. Anything that's gonna give you around 400 watts to 600 watts RMS power, that's gonna be plenty. I mean, you can even probably go down as far as 300 watts. But what I always tell people is maybe buy for headroom. So say you buy that for 600 watts. You're like, hey, my stock sub's not cutting it. Now you got extra wattage for when you want to put a different sub in that's a little bit stronger, and you build a box and stuff. So if you guys have any other questions, feel free to reach out to us. This is Apex Vision TV. Check the Instagram and check the Facebook. Y'all have a good one.